We are just about to test our brand new show. It's a test run rehearsal.
So we're
Joshy,
right now.
how you feeling?
Yeah, okay.
There's audio.
There's
Oh,
audio.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. And should we do like a countdown or something?
Yeah, and we just smash it both at the same time.
Cool. And 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Wednesday Night Live.
Thank you, and welcome to the brand new
I'm
revamp.
Joseph, and we are in Melbourne right now, literally hours before going back into lockdown for 6 weeks. Now, why is Melbourne going back into lockdown? Well, pretty much because a security guard had sex with someone in 14-day hotel quarantine. Now, can I just say for starters that I did my own 14-day quarantine in Melbourne about a month ago, and I didn't get laid by security even once. Now, what the hell? It's not like I didn't try either. I was busting chops. I thought we had a connection, Bruce. You really think I needed 37 new milks in one day? Come on, mate. Take the hint. Bruce, I came out asking you in a goddamn silk kimono. Authentic silk kimono, Bruce. Turns out my milkshakes actually don't bring the boys to the yard. It's a shame. But look, on a side note, if anyone needs milk, you can just email producer@wednesdaynightlive.com. Please no free milk may contain COVID-19. So coming up on the show, we have an exclusive interview with our producer, Josh, who, amongst other things, will be explaining further about our exciting Sex for Milk offer. We'll also be crossing live to our reporter in the field from Big Brother, Stacey Wren. She's in Sydney for the weekly entertainment news wrap-up. Party Jesus! He's going to be dropping some knowledge for a select few in his COVID-19 advice line. And we'll also have our brand new segment, Shred Talks, incredible stories told over the soothing sounds of shredding guitar solos. But before we get producer Josh in the studio for a chat, let's take a look at the wild party happening in Melbourne tonight before lockdown kicks in at 11:59 p.m. Oh, fucking shit! Oh. And we are live in the studio right now with our first ever guest producer of the show, Josh Drever. Hello, sir.
Hello, how you doing?
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure because I haven't seen you in probably 3 or 4 minutes.
Sure. I mean, I've been sitting here literally the whole time, but cool.
Sitting where?
Just right here. I don't know how you didn't see me for 3 or 4 minutes.
You've been literally sitting there
Right
the whole
here
time.
The whole time.
The whole time that I was just talking to camera.
That's
You
right.
Thanks, I'm literally blowing.
You really know how to make a guy feel welcome.
Blowing my mind. Now we do need to explain a little further that why I have loaded up on milk from quarantine, and we are offering a Sex for Milk offer. People need to produce to send an email to you, the producer. So how is this actually going to work?
Right. I wasn't aware that I was giving my personal information out to people.
Are you sure you were sitting right there the whole time? You were sitting there the whole time.
But sex milk
It's blowing my mind.
at gmail.com, I believe is the
No,
no.
it's producer@wednesdaynightlive.com. Are you sure you produced this show?
I don't know. It's the first show, so I'm still unawares.
It is the first show. It is the test run. A, I'm blown. My mind is blown that you were sitting there. B, my mind is blown that you're the producer because you don't even know the email address that I just made up.
That's yes, you got me.
Josh, there is something I do want to talk to you about because you've been working here at WeMov. You are a great man for starting this business yourself and for giving people like Garth Stone a job. It's very kind of you. All the other boys that work here. Now, Josh, some of these people might not know that you work with and some other people watching this right now. Like I believe, hang on, wait. Yeah, I'm just getting that through. That's Garth. Garth Stone's listening right now. Garth, hello, mate. Good on you. So, Josh, I want to talk to you about Teos, the art of stealth. Josh, tell the good people here about the Oz hip hop record label that you started back in the day that actually genuinely had some heavy hitting rappers. How did it start?
Well, the way I tell the story is that I pretty much single-handedly started the Australian hip hop music scene
You really did.
Just
And
me.
yeah, you started Weemoff and you started the Australian hip hop scene.
all by myself.
Quite a guy. You sound like you'd almost be up for a shred talks later, but we'll see.
Well, you'd think I'd have lots of stories just ready to go, but not so much.
You would
Not
think
so
that.
much.
So
I'm
tell
very
us
shy.
about Teos, the art of stealth.
Well, I did come up with that name all by myself,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm sure is another mind-blowing thing for you. So I was sitting here, I'm the producer, came up with the name all by myself.
That's a lot.
Three.
It's
It's
right,
three.
the
It's a
trifecta
trifecta.
right there.
And basically it was a record label for Australian hip hop rappers that were coming up, brand new development rappers. Unfortunately, they didn't progress beyond that development stage.
That's all right.
But points for trying.
So one of your rappers was called Infallible.
Mhm.
Is it? I'm assuming is that when you like a big guy's called Tiny? Is it like
Yeah.
because he had a few fucking flaws. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
I'm not
like-
gonna lie.
the blue healer called Red, or the red healer called Bluey.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But he was an amazing rapper. Also a bit.
He
of a-
also could have been called Tiny, ironically.
He actually could have been called, Fallible Tiny Man. He could have been called Fallible Tiny Man. Also, one of your rappers as well went on to become win the Scribble Jam, which was the world champion battle
Wow,
in
you've got a good
Canada.
memory.
But I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Justice?
Justice, and he was one of your rappers.
He was.
So you have a worldwide claim to fame.
Well, yeah. I mean, does anyone remember Scribble Jam or Justice?
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
That's
right now.
So probably not.
And
a
you
claim
were
to fame.
sitting there.
I was here the whole
I'm
time.
just, it's like literally
Magic.
the whole thing is absolutely blowing my mind. Josh, do you did say in passing the other night when you were asleep, because I was watching you carefully for a few hours,
Standard.
that you said you were thinking about leaving everything behind and just going back to Australian hip hop. Is that right?
It's either that or just only podcast interviews.
Right.
One or the other. There's not room in my life for both.
Josh, I think it's fantastic.
Also, Australian hip hop, I think, due for a resurgence. Name one new Aussie rapper.
Tiny Fallible.
Tiny Fallible.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
He was absolutely my favorite rapper of all time. What was his song? It went,
I'm
horny,
not going
horny, horny.
I'm
Was
not-
that him? I don't think he actually had any songs.
I think that was another one of your friends' sisters.
Right. Very well could have been. Josh, we're just about to go into lockdown tonight.
and I.
Before we throw over to Party Jesus for his COVID-19 advice line,
Yes.
do you have any COVID-19 advice yourself?
Up the bum, no babies.
Right. Classic.
Yeah.
Absolute classic. And I can tell you, tried and tested. Bruce, I will be coming back to quarantine soon, Bruce, for you. Okay, let's kick it over right now to Party Jesus for his COVID-19 advice line. And now it's time for the coronavirus advice line with Jesus. Hello, my heavenly children. It's my absolute pleasure to be back on Wednesday Night Live, especially to be able to offer you some advice during these incredibly challenging times. Now, shall we go to our first caller?
Hi, Jesus. So I have this problem where I have eczema on my penis. Do you have any advice?
Okay, well, it sounds like you've been doing a lot of sinning. You've been sinning far too much, and you shouldn't be doing that, especially in isolation. But what you need to do, which will be hard with the current travel restrictions, is you need to go to your closest church, find a priest, and just confess all your sins, and get him to suck all of the sin out of your soul. Just get him to suck it dry, all of it out, and trust me, it will feel so good for your soul. All right, and our next caller.
Hi, Jesus. Is this the right way to cut your hair during lockdown?
Whoa. I don't know what you were doing there with that bowl and those scissors, but I would say Absolutely. Yes, that's absolutely the right way to cut your hair during isolation. Me personally, I can't actually cut my hair because I'm in an indie synth band up in heaven. And when we play live gigs, I have to tie it up in a hair knot, in a hair bun, in a man bun. So it's a little bit challenging for me. But for you, absolutely. That looks perfect. Next caller.
JC, love you, love your style, love your work. I've put together a tribute band calling it JC and the Pussycats. Would love some song ideas. Let me know. Love you heaps. Bye.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the kind words. I'm absolutely flattered, and you're completely right. Yes, I'm a great guy. So thank you. Some of my favorite music, well, I'm a huge fan of TikTok. And I love the bored in the house that I'm in the house bored. Bored like I'm the lover in a bored house. That's one of my favorite songs. But for a band like JC and the Pussycats, great name, by the way, what about a reference to the Pussycat Dolls? Don't you think your Jesus was hot like me? Don't you think you're... So that would be my suggestion. Good luck and great name. And I'm so proud of how everybody's been doing in isolation. You're doing a great job. And please do go check out my synth band, Heavenly Band. It's on Spotify now, available on all bells and whatever's over at jesuschrist.com. Party Jesus advice line for COVID-19. What a superstar. He will be back next week. We are crossing live right now to such an amazing human being, Stacey Wren. She's in Sydney. She is our weekly entertainment news reporter, and she's going to give us a wrap up of everything hot that's been happening in Australia in entertainment right now.
Hey guys, Stacey Wren here, touching base from Pink HQ. You heard that right. What people don't know is that the first COVID spread started from the Pink concert in Sydney back in February. Basically, it was just a big bunch of lesbians with pink hair having the best time ever, getting really sweaty, and that's where the first outbreak happened. And that's the only joke that I've got, because pink jokes are the funniest thing that we used to think were the funniest thing 6 years ago. And I have it to myself, drinking wine in the bed, like an Instagrammer. Can you hear me all right? Or do I have to keep talking?
You sound great. Keep going.
Oh, okay. That's all I've pretty much got. Are you guys going to snort lines off each other's dicks tonight?
And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us, Stacey. This is Josh, the producer, just wrapping it up.
Hey, you're not allowed to wrap up shit around here, buddy. Stacey Rand, we absolutely love you. Fuck, your hair looks so good. My God.
Sorry.
What an absolute dreamboat. Stacey will be wrapping up the new weekly news entertainment for us every week here right on Wednesday Night Live. Here's a quick word from our sponsor. There's no better time than the new financial year to create a video. It's no surprise why 88% of marketing professionals are satisfied with the ROI on video. At We Make Online Videos, we are specialists at live action, animation, virtual reality. We will work with you to communicate with the target audience in the most effective way to achieve the results you're after. Give us a call today to take advantage of our new financial year offer of 20% off your production. This offer runs out on August 1st though, so don't wait around until summer.
All right.
And it's time for our very first ever Shred Talks. Amazing stories told over the soothing sounds of shredding guitar.
This one goes out to our number one fan, our number one viewer, our only viewer, Carlstone. So this happens, would have been a couple of years ago actually now, for a shoot out in Falls Creek, I believe. We were going to go shoot at the top of this mountain to shoot at this cafe, top of a gondola. Freezing cold, massive mission, taking all these cameras, all these batteries, and tripods and everything up to this cafe. So anyway, we're packing the bags, we're taking the cameras, we're taking all these things, making the mission. As we start sort of climbing the hill, it's a beautiful day, everything's awesome. We get up to the cafe. Everything's great, everyone's cheerful, it's good times. We're just thinking this is gonna be an awesome shoot, you know, no dramas. Look in the bag, and basically all the batteries are flat. So we essentially have 5 minutes of shooting time for what would be like a 2-hour shoot. Not ideal. So anyway, the game plan was I set up the cameras before we do the shot, and then we just try to turn on the camera, press record, and then get it done. Pretty much what happened was halfway through the shoot, all the batteries died, and Garth mentioned if the batteries die, just keep faking it because we've got the client watching. Just pretend like you're shooting. So that's pretty much what we did. I had the camera over my shoulder, shooting these waffles being made. The camera died, and I was just looking at Garth. He looked at me. We knew what was going on. And the client was like, does this look good? It's looking good. I'm like, yep, it's looking great. And just absolute fucking nothing. So massively embarrassing. But we went back the next day and got it all done.
Shred Talks, Adam Groves.
Thanks, man.
My friends, that's all we have time for tonight on Wednesday Night Live. We will be back next week, every Wednesday, right here, right for you, Fubar Radio, Kiss FM Australia, and of course, across all the Facebook simulcasts. Make sure you go to Wednesday Night Live on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to keep up to date with everything that is coming your way. Thank you so much for tuning in to our first ever live rehearsal. I'm going to leave you now with a little song. This one's a classic. Well, good day there. I'm legendary Australian country folk singer John Williamson, and here's a little Aussie classic for you. I moved into the city a couple of months ago or more. I've seen some shit that's made me wince a few times now for sure. But when my mates all tell me I should move back, leave it all, I tell them right away. Give me a home among the junkies, drug-dealing mummies, a syringe or two and a tube of glue, cop shop out the back, and bottle shop out the front, and a local dole office. I see them congregating in a group of 4 or 5. I guess it's nice when all your friends are into smoking ice. You can stay up every day and chat into the night about who you should rob. Give me a home among the junkies, drug-dealing mummies, a syringe or two and a tube of glue, cop shop out the back, and bottle shop out the front, and a local dole office. They never seem to have a job of work out every day, washing people's car windows or asking you for change. If you listen carefully, you might just hear one say, "Yeah, mate, you got a fucking spare ciggy?" "No, what's in your fucking pocket then? Show us." "Oh yeah, fucking walk on, whatever, mate. You or your cash, you fucking fat cat cunt. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow, you fucking dog. I'll be waiting for you. Come on." I just need a ciggy. Give me a home among the junkies, drug-dealing mummies, a syringe or two and a tube of glue, a cop shop out the back, a bottle shop out the front, and a local